you've just finished a yoga retreat here in Slavonice, and I want to thank you personally because it was my first experience and it's been a very interesting one, and it has increased my interest in yoga, of course, as well. So I want to take this opportunity to ask you a few questions. And the first question is, can you remember what your first memories are in relation to yoga? How you came to it and how you progressed from there?
First of all, thank you very much for inviting me. My first memories of yoga are from my early childhood. I always saw my mother doing yoga. She is also a yoga teacher. So those were the first impressions which I have in my mind. Plus we also had some form of yoga in our school. But spiritually, as a child, I remember that I used to have some kind of visions of some yoga techniques, which I, many years later, found out that they were to do with yoga.
Did your parents or your mom actually actively encourage you to do yoga with you, or they just did it and you watched it?
Early childhood, she was just doing it for herself. So she did not in any way said that you should do it. But when I was a teenager, then she realized that I was very flexible. So she encouraged me and also my sisters to do the demonstration for yoga paths. So we would go to her workshops as demonstrators. So that was when we were teenagers, and slowly it started becoming serious when we were growing up as teenagers. So at that time my mother definitely said that you should bring more yoga into your life to get more discipline.
So has yoga been like always with you, or has there been a part of your life when yoga kind of went into the background, and how was that to get out and back in, or what's the...
To be very honest, I was very lucky that I was always around yoga. One is because of my mother, and secondly also that we come from a priest family, so it was in some form or the other always nearby. But there was also a time, that is the teenage time, and then you're going to college, you meet friends. Then I was into management and IT field, so there the lifestyle is totally different, which is far from the yogic lifestyle. It was like partying and alcohol and smoking, so everything was there. So for a couple of years I was leading that kind of stressful lifestyle. Yes, so.
But did you practice yoga throughout, or did you actually stop for that time?
I was always doing something or the other. Let's say when sometimes I would have a headache or something, so I would do some yoga cleansing techniques to get back to balance or something like that. But I was not doing it seriously. It was more subconsciously that I was taking the help of yoga techniques. But at that time I cannot say my lifestyle was very yogic.
And now it's of course very different. I remember you at the first meeting saying that yoga was your life. How did it come to that, and what does that mean for you?
Yes, yoga is not only my life, it's also my first love. So it happened that there was a point in my life when I was enjoying success as an IT manager. I had my own IT company. So I was enjoying the materialistic success, but always there was a void that, it was a feeling that there's something missing in life. It's not around enough. And I was always thinking that there's a deeper meaning of life than only to just party, do your work, earn your money and enjoy yourself. So this feeling was there, and there came a time in my life, a point where I had the choice to make a switch. And I didn't expect it, I didn't plan it, but this switch was 360 degrees. And this switch was something which brought me to my life path. That's on the field of yoga. So it happened, we say, through karma in yoga.
Mm-hmm. To a distinctive point, and after that it was clear.
Exactly. Then there comes a point in your life that you know that you are born to do something. Mm. So this was that moment.
Right. And now you're a teacher. That's what you're making your living with. You're traveling the whole world with this. And I wanted to ask you something which we didn't touch upon in the retreat, and which for me as a Westerner is a very interesting relationship. how would you define the relationship between the teacher, the guru, and the student? Because for us Westerners, that sometimes is a very strange relationship, or a very tight one, apparently.
Basically, I consider myself to be a student of yoga, but of course, I take also the responsibility of being a teacher, the spiritual guide. Guru is a very sensitive word in the West. In India, it has a lot of respect. A lot of people, maybe in the past, they misused the word guru, but guru, for example, even the word, if you look at it, gu means darkness, and ru means remover of darkness, somebody who is removing darkness or removing your ignorance. That's the meaning of guru. So in the West, people so far have not understood the real meaning of it. Guru is even greater than, sometimes we say, your family, your father, God. He has a special place in Eastern cultures. So he is your godfather who is guiding you on the spiritual path. And the guru makes sure that your progress on the spiritual path is quicker and less painful. So it's very important to find a teacher or guru. Another thing which I would like to mention here is, in the West we talk about similarity. No hierarchy, everything is same, yes. But here when we talk about actual sense of a guru or a teacher, the place is higher. Guru sits high up, the teacher sits high up. Student is there to receive. It's a natural way of nature, you know. There's water up, it needs a direction which is downwards. So that's how it flows. So student surrenders himself for knowledge, and guru guides him to a spiritual path.
Would you consider yourself to be one? Or is that different to being like when you do these retreats? I don't have I am very sensitive to somebody telling me something, but I have total respect for what happened. And I didn't have a feeling that you were behaving like what we typically understand to be a guru. How would you see yourself in that?
Traditionally, guru was somebody who's a realized master, who's already reached a level of realization. I don't consider myself to be a guru in that sense, but of course I see myself as a guide. Somebody who's already walking on the path, who's gone through many hurdles and obstacles on his spiritual path, and I try and show some people the way and try and make this progression a little easier.